Alrighty, man, you already read the title, What Makes a Great Champion. Now, what doesn't make a great champion? But before we get into that, tell me why. I see Aljo crying and Cejudo wilding, bro. Yeah, man, a good thing about being a YouTuber and trying to go for the YouTube shit, you can always, like, drink on the job. So, cheers to y'all. But let's look at this video.
My main thing with O'Malley is that he paraded around as if he beat the best version of me, and that's my only gripe with him. Only gripe.
Okay, but Aljo,
No, tell me straight.
You get one moment.
Yes,
At that moment, it worked.
it worked.
For him.
It's the gloating that doesn't sit right.
See, look, like, Usman's being a real one, bro. He's just like, this is not a good look for you, bro. Just, like, take the loss on the chin, because, I mean, I'd assume Aljo would have had all those gripes, right? He would have had those gripes, and, but after the fight, you know what I'm saying? But over time, like, he would just take it on the chin, you know what I'm talking about? Because it did happen. It's like, a lot of people don't even care. John Jones took steroids. They just care, like, oh, he head kicked him and made DC cry. Like, oh, like, a lot of people don't care about the X's and O's, bro. You know what I'm saying? The reason he's saying it's not the best version of myself, this and that, is because quick turnaround, this and that, right? Quick turnaround. But we'll get into, it wasn't the best version of O'Malley either. So we'll get into it.
He put my picture on his podcast wall. This is the type of shit that gets you slapped in person. But then to gloat about I beat the greatest bantamweight of all time at the time.
Okay, so I can't, what's the name, completely diss about it, you know what I'm saying, or not understand it because he just don't like the gloating about it. That's understandable, but, like, I don't know, you just kind of just take it on the chin, you know? It's just the fight game, the promotion, you know?
And I'm just like, yo, brother, you me up, bro.
Come on, it's on site. Tell him.
If O'Malley wants to come on
Cejudo
Sport 45,
instigating,
I
bro.
would gladly entertain it. Other than
Cejudo's instigating, dog.
that, the chapter is closed. I'm happy for him. I'm glad he's got a family.
You like his
At the end of-
lifestyle?
I don't mind it.
Sharing his care.
What, see, what does he mean by his lifestyle? Yeah, he's talking about sharing is caring, bro. Come on now. Alright, hold on, let's get into it. So basically, sharing is caring. Basically, you know, if y'all don't know, O'Malley, he had like an open relationship at the time, right? He would go, you know what I'm saying, mess around with other girls, right? But also he allowed his mother of his children and I believe his wife or fiance at the time, to sleep around with other guys as well. And like it was an actual full open relationship, right? And this was like, and it made waves in the MMA scene, but nobody, people talk about it, but they don't as much, you know what I'm saying? And but now it's just him, like he's the only one who can like mess around with other girls, and he don't let his girl do that no more. Or, like they agree that she don't do it no more. Bro's really wilding, talking about sharing his caring, bro. Talking about his lifestyle. That's funny as shit, bro. That's why Cejudo's wilding. But let me get into this right here. Aljo always has this take of, oh, he didn't beat the best version of me, this and that, right? But dog, all right, if y'all don't know, O'Malley going into that fight, he had a broken rib, right? And you may be thinking, man, Conor McGregor, he had a broken this, broken that. He still always showed up and showed out. And a lot of people do, you know what I'm saying, go up with injuries, right? And still perform. Exactly what O'Malley did. He knocked him out, right? And defended all of his takedowns. So let me get into it, right? He had a broken rib, but not just a broken rib. He had a broken rib throughout the whole camp, and he could not grapple at all. He was saying in the thing, oh, man, you know what I'm saying, it's life or death. If he touches me, I can't let him touch me. And shit like that, right? And yeah, man, he was just focused on his footwork. And whenever he did get in these grappling exchanges, he just defended them. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't the best version of O'Malley, you know what I'm talking about? Because he literally could not grapple that whole camp. And Aljo always gripes about it's not the best version of me, quick turnaround, this, and that, bro. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, dog, like, I'm not the type to be, oh, this is excuses, because, like, a lot of these things play a factor. Like, breaking your rib will play a factor, you know what I'm saying? Breaking your hand will play a factor, but, like, you know what I'm saying? You know, like, people don't care about that, you know what I'm saying? It's just the result. And the result of it was they both had compromises, but O'Malley prevailed, you know what I'm saying? Like, he knocked him the fuck out, bro. Like, no diss to Aljo. But, yeah, man, I just wanted to talk about that. And let's get into what makes a great champion. Number one is not in order, right? But it's gotta definitely be activity, right? Because you can have maybe not the best fight style, you know what I'm saying? Maybe not be the most loved, but if you're always in people's faces, then, like, you got, it's well respected, you know what I'm talking about? Because, like, you're not just sitting out for ages, slowing the division, because if you're not active, you're the champion. The champion, I stated this in some other slides, and I'll get into it, but the champion is really the highlight of the division. You know what I'm talking about? They represent their division, and they represent the UFC. You know what I'm saying? So if Oh shit. Yo, my bad. But basically, like literally, like activity is literally one of my favorite things. Qualities of a great champion. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these are all good things, but activity, it's like it's very important. Like it's literally like the premier of the division. Like the belt is the highlight of like, oh, this is the weight class. This is the UFC. And if you're like not giving it a good rep, being a bad champion, like say like John Jones at heavyweight, we'll get into that, right? Like then it's just like damn, it just waters down the brand, waters down the title, makes the UFC just look bad. And I'm not like the company like UFC. I don't care about that. But I'm talking about like what the fan appeal. You know what I'm talking about? I really do like growing the sport. You know what I'm saying, promoting the sport. But it's hard to do that when the sport is actually shit. You know what I'm talking about nowadays? Like they don't care about the fans anymore. So it's getting a little bit worse. So, but let's get into the next quality that makes a great champion. No cherry picking whatsoever. Not whatsoever, right? Because I respect the easiest fight for the most pay, right? That's been the meta for a good bit. Chael says it all the time. Easiest fight for the most pay, right? The biggest name, most pay, you know what I'm saying? So, but it gets to a point, you know what I'm saying? It really does get to a point. Like, John Jones, right? He retired for 3 years because he was scared of Ngannou, right? You know what I'm saying? you know, we know John Jones' reputation. And, basically he waited until Ngannou went off to boxing, right? Because he would have retired. To say Ngannou stayed there, he would have probably just stayed in the division. He would have retired, bro. He would just stayed retired. And to be honest, John Jones would have beat and could have beat Ngannou, but he's definitely not beating Aspinall. But he had a way better chance at beating Ngannou. But he ducked him. You know what I'm saying, just like he ducked Reyes the rematch. You know what I'm talking about? So I'm sorry, I'm not gonna try to turn this to a John Jones hate fest. You know, that's what I love to do. But basically, cherry picking, right? Once Ngannou left, oh, here comes John Jones. Him cherry picking the guy Cyril Gane with no wrestling, right? And then
Gigantic, yeah. A lot of people are like, why don't you go up to heavyweight and try to win the belt there? I'm just like, you realize what you're asking me to do? Like these guys are very skilled. These guys are very skilled, and they can weigh 60 pounds more than me. That's very dangerous.
But have you thought about doing heavyweight?
I do want to challenge for the heavyweight title, but I'm waiting for the perfect opponent that I'm capable. I just want to make sure that I compete against the right stylistic matchup for me when I do go to heavyweight and challenge for that title.
One of the things you said.
did what he needed to do. He did do what he needed to do, right? But the cherry picking afterwards, right? He cherry picked Cyril Gane, right? And then cherry picked, let's get Stipe Miocic, you know what I'm saying, the retired firefighter. The retired fighter and a firefighter, a hero, bro. Let's get him in the cage, bro. What was he, like 41, 42 years old? So, like, dude, it literally picked him out of retirement after he got knocked out and was inactive for, I don't even know how long, but it did make sense. Like, it did make sense. It's one of those fights that just had to happen, but it sucked because John Jones got injured with his pec and everything, and it just slowed the whole division down and slowed the fight down. Like, if this would have just happened and it just, okay, it was there, it happened, but it just got, like, super delayed, you know what I'm talking about? And it happened. Everybody was, like, not hype about it. Of course, it sold because, it's the GOAT, you know what I'm talking about? But no real fan really cared too much about it. And nobody really rates that win the craziest, you know? But yeah, man, that's why I have Volkanovski right here. He's the anytime, anywhere. You know what I'm saying? The quality of the champion is like the quality of competition. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you cherry pick, let me get this fight, you know what I'm saying? I don't really want to fight this guy, you know what I'm saying? It just makes the whole, like, sport look bad, you know what I'm saying? But Volkanovski, man, literally, he's the champ. This is what I love. I love when a champion has a chip on their shoulder. You know what I'm saying? Especially Volkanovski going through these, like, the Max Holloway trilogy. He always tried to prove something, bro. He literally always, like, he needed to prove something, like, to himself and, like, everybody. But, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to fight this guy. Okay, this is the guy they say is dangerous. I'm going to fight him. I'm going to fight them. I'm going to fight them. You know what I'm saying? Like, he always, like, and he talked about it openly. Yeah, I'm going to fight this guy. You know what I'm saying? No cherry picking is one of the greatest qualities of, you know what I'm saying, a great quality of being, like, a great champion. So, let's get into the next one. All right, the third one. I don't know if I said this before, but it's not in order, right? But entertainment, bro. You got to be an entertaining champion. This is like one of my favorite ones. Obviously, all of these are good. Like, all of these are my favorite, basically. So I'm gonna keep saying that. So some champions can have one quality, like these different qualities mixed together, and it'll make a great champion. Like, you don't need all of these, because like Marab, he has a pretty good reign so far, like entertainment wise, with Umar, and then the fight that we can't, you know what I'm saying, name, his most recent fight, you know what I'm saying, that, you know what I'm saying, I can't name. But you know what I'm saying, nobody, people didn't like Marab for a reason. You know what I'm saying, like with the Jose Aldo performance and so on and so on. But he did have a pretty entertaining fight with Pure Yan, but there are some outliers, and so on, but he makes up for it with activity and another quality in here, like respecting your division, right? But let's get into it. Entertainment is obvious, right? Because the champion is the highlight of the division. That's what I said earlier. The champion is the highlight of the division because they're a champion for a reason. People are always, if people don't even know what UFC is, they're not gonna know the number fifth ranked guy in the division. They see the champion, they see the belt. You get what I'm saying? So everybody's looking at them. You know what I'm saying? They're the ones who represent the UFC. And if say a person who's just now getting into UFC, their first fight, they watch DDP versus Hamzat Chimaev, do you think they're going to get into the UFC? No. But say they watch Sean O'Malley, you know what I'm saying, they watch Alex Pereira, you know what I'm saying, go at light heavyweight, or just in general, you know what I'm saying. I'm saying they watch his reign, they're going to be big fans of the UFC. They watch Charles Oliveira and his reign, you know what I'm saying, his heyday, going on a streak, fighting Dustin Poirier, Justin Gaethje. They watch Dricus du Plessis whenever he through his title reign. Like, this is what makes great champions, entertainment. Because like, if you're bringing like displaying like the martial arts and mixing these martial arts, right, in an entertaining way, pushing the pace on people, or just systematically breaking them down, or just have those X factors, then people are gonna love you. And you're saying the real like hardcore fans, you know, are going to love you. You know, and the real support from the hardcore fans are gonna drive into like the people who aren't like paying attention. I'm trying to find another way without saying like casual or whatever, because that's just like a lame thing, whatever. But it's just so easy to say, you know. But yeah, man, like the people who aren't really into the UFC as much, because they're just easy. It's super easy to promote. I don't like. It's not super complicated to say this. Like, they're just easy to promote. Way easier to promote. Like, I'm not trying to diss Magomed Ankalaev, right? But who's easier to promote? Alex Pereira, Magomed Ankalaev. It's obviously Alex Pereira, right? I fuck with Magomed, right? You know what I'm saying? He does what he needs to do and stuff like that. He's a good fighter. He has a streak, you know what I'm talking about? And, you know what I'm saying? I rate him. He's a good fighter, you know what I'm saying? But Alex Pereira is the guy, you know what I'm saying? He's the guy. I don't want him to win, you know what I'm talking about? And a lot of people think it's so crazy to say that or think that, but it's literally just the truth. Like, folks can't be real nowadays. Like, come on now. Alright, let's get into the next one. But before we get into the next one, actually lock into what I said. I said Alex Pereira is the guy. And I bet you would agree, right? He's the guy. That's why he's called the one, the only. Like, stop fucking playing, bro. Alex Pereira is him, bro. So I hate when people always try to back the dark horse, the guy that nobody likes, trying to be like, you know what I'm saying, super hardcore or whatever. But it's just so lame. Like, of course you can like Magomed Ankalaev, and you know, there's a lot of tribalism in MMA. Like, a lot of people are going to fuck with Magomed Ankalaev from like a certain part of the world or whatever. But it's so forced, bro. It's so lame and so forced, bro. Of course we like Alex Pereira way more. You know what I'm saying? Like, but let's get into the next one. Like I said. Alright, man. So the next one is showing levels, man. You got to show levels. If you want to touch that greatness, like that great aura, like you know what I'm saying, the GOAT, what does the GOAT stand for? Greatest of all time, right? So if you want to touch the actual greatness, like, of course there's a lot of great attributes you can have, but if you, like I said, touch that greatness, it's showing levels. You know what I'm saying? If you show levels to all the title contenders coming at you, and showing why you're the champion, it gives you that like unbeatable aura, like shows the real layers of your game. Like Volkanovski versus Jair, like this is a perfect example. The real definition of showing levels is an unbeatable aura. Khabib Nurmagomedov. Showing levels is very important. Yair Rodriguez, you know what I'm saying? Oh, he's crazy, like, you know what I'm saying, he can knock you out at any second, this and that. Look at what you just did to Josh Emmett. Just for Volkanovski to outcraft him, outwit him, and once he outcrafts and outwit him with the grappling, and just literally doing what he wants to him with the grappling, just places that perfect right hook on his chin, snaps his head back, and then we just start mixing. It literally mixed the shit out of him, bro. I was gonna try not to cuss whatever, you know what I'm saying, monetization or whatever, but it don't really matter right to this point, right? So like, yeah, just mix the shit out of him, bro. Literally, fucking boom. Let me serve you up this body shot, and let me give you this uppercut, twist your chin. You know what I'm saying, shin all the way back, and then I'm going to knee you to the head, like, or knee you to the head, and then give you those combinations. Boom, perfect athletic double leg, ragdoll you, and then just let me just TKO you. So, like, he literally just showed levels in that exchange. You know what I'm talking about? Like, the whole fight, tiring him out, you know what I'm saying? Taking away that first round KO chance, and by grappling him, really, like, giving him the work, basically, tripping him, and then, like, just give him that blow, you know what I'm saying? Give him that right hook to respect, rocked him, and then just literally got to business after that. So, showing levels is a big part of being a great champion, literally, because it's the great part of the, you know what I'm saying, the part of it. So, all right, the next one we're going to be going over a quality that makes you a great champion. Now, this is very important. Heart, man. Being able to come back from adversity. The example I got right here, Alex Pereira versus Khalil Roundtree. You know what I'm saying? The first exchanges, man, Khalil was just like speed. You know what I'm talking about? He's like, he was not playing. Like, he was like, okay, I'm gonna find my timing, and I'm gonna try to get you out of here or hurt you really bad in these first couple rounds, sway momentum my way. He did not want Alex Pereira to get a single second of comfortableness. Like, but eventually that kind of did backfire on him. But yeah, man, Alex Pereira, like, taking that head kick, taking like the speed, taking just like just everything, all the tricks that Khalil could pull out on him. Alex Pereira just prevailed. He had that heart. He, you know what I'm saying, wasn't discouraged, and he did what he did to him. Literally went Ultra Instinct on him, and just like dead ass went Ultra Instinct on him, dodging everything, you know what I'm saying, the later rounds, and just prevailing. Literally showing why he's a champion. This goes like to showing levels as well, showing levels to the game. So yeah, that is very important. I'm gonna show you another example of heart. Charles Oliveira, man, Dustin Poirier, and Justin Gaethje, right? Each one of those, he got rocked, he got dropped. And in each one of those, he submitted them. You know what I'm saying? And he won. He came out with the belt. Look at that. Just look at that image right there. You know what I'm saying? That is just beautiful. That is just nice. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, just out there with the belt, because he didn't decide to just, oh, I'm done. You know what I'm saying? They hit me hard, and, you know what I'm saying, just let me just shy away, not try to do anything. No, but when he got rocked, he went back, you know what I'm saying, down or whatever, to let's see if you want to, you know what I'm saying, test your luck in my guard, right? And whenever they did not oblige, he stood right back up and went back into the fire, because that's just how he is. And then he rocked Justin Gaethje, you know what I'm saying, sat him on his ass, and then submitted him. And then with Dustin Poirier, he just checkmated him. He's like, oh, got you, you know what I'm saying, I got you, I rested you a little bit, got you to the cage, took your back, and then that was all she wrote, you know what I'm saying? And another great example, Anderson Silva. Y'all know this. Ancient history, not ancient history, but history. You know what I'm talking about? Literally, like, goated history right here is Anderson Silva versus Chael Sonnen. One of my favorite fights of all time. Chael Sonnen, what a dog he was, just grinding, one of the pound-for-pound greatest of all time. Anderson Silva, man, just doing what he, literally what he wanted to do. And Silva wasn't, like, being discouraged by it. And he got that, you know what I'm saying, the last-minute submission, triangle choke, arm mixed with the arm, chained with the arm bar. So it's like, Anderson Silva is, like, he literally showed why he was a champion. Like, he had a streak of dominance, right? And he wasn't just going to let somebody just take it from him. Like, he was, like, getting worked for, like, a good bit of, like, a lot of that fight, right? But he was still trying to be defensively sound, and also snuck in that triangle armbar. So that's just beautiful. So heart is a very, very important part of being a champion, because how can I fuck with you as a champion if I haven't seen you, one, tested, right? And also prevail from that test. Like, you can even say, like, John Jones versus Alexander Gustafsson, but, like, who really gives a fuck about John Jones? You know what I'm saying? So, and speak of the devil, yes, the actual devil, John Jones, bruh. The next thing we have is praising and respecting their division, right? On this side, Volkanovski, right? You gotta show. Hold on, let me get to the bullets. Showing love to the contenders and putting a spotlight on smaller fighters. Doesn't matter if you aren't gonna fight them or you are gonna fight them. Telling them that, like, oh yeah, telling the world basically that they did good here, they got a good finish here, these are their good qualities, and highlighting that as a champion, because your word is basically gold, because you have the gold. You get what I'm saying? So it's just like, it takes a real man to, like, praise somebody else instead of having it all be about you, like John Jones. You know what I'm saying? He's like, he just has a lot of ego, and, like, everything's about him. You know what I'm saying? Because he won and it was undefeated for so long, you know what I'm saying, because he's a cheater and stuff. So I know John Jones is scared, but you know what I'm saying. and not making it about them. Literally, that's one of the bullets. Not making it about them. And John Jones, he always made it about him, especially the whole Tom Aspinall situation. And this fucking image, bro. John Jones compared Tom Aspinall to Johnny Walker. I'm getting a little bit animated now, bro. Johnny Walker, bro. Talking about cool today, maybe gone tomorrow. And I guess you can somewhat understand his point because Chael loves to bring this up all the fucking time too. It's so annoying that, oh, before Tom Aspinall, it was Sergey Pavlovich. Like, we didn't fucking know that, bro. But people weren't really saying he was ducking Pavlovich. He just said, oh, this could be the guy because he had fucking 10 knockouts and he was basically like the new Ngannou, basically. Not the new Ngannou, but you know what I'm saying. Like, he had so much knockouts and crazy finishing ability with his hands. And, you know, John Jones's hole in his game is his boxing. And he knows how dangerous it is at heavyweight. That's why he ducked Ngannou for 3 years. You know what I'm saying? Like, people act like it's so. That's the thing with like. I'm gonna call them. I guess you can just say casuals, bro, because that's just the right word for it. People will talk about John Jones like he's just Superman. Like he has no weaknesses, bro. Like he have no weakness that you can exploit, and because that's just the lore. They just hear it. You know what I'm talking about? That's just how it is. You know, he's the GOAT. You know what I'm saying? This is that. But no, man. But Tom Aspinall. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, people try to take that narrative like, oh, here today, gone tomorrow, and that you could say Sergey Pavlovich is a perfect example, but like you act like Tom Aspinall still wasn't there, but he just like was out for a while. You know what I'm saying? But he still was there, and like he basically like Lucas Tracy uses a good bit where okay, there's in the shark movies, wherever the megalodon, right? There's this big shark, or the Jurassic World movies. There's this big animal that people are running from and they're scared of, and then you see a bigger animal eat that animal, and you really see like, oh shit, that's basically what Tom Aspinall was, bro. Because Tom Aspinall had his own good streaks of finishes, resume, and the funny thing is like, John Jones like sometimes even act like he didn't even know who he was, like Tom Aspinall. You know what I'm saying? Never even wanted to mention his name, and he was like, this is the real like actual duck behavior. Like people keep trying to water down the word duck, but John Jones is literally like one of the biggest ducks in the UFC, bro. And he knew, but he even put a spotlight on him like whenever he wasn't in the heavyweight division. He was like, oh, what are the interview was like, what are the people that you have your eyes on? That could do good things in the future. He said Sean O'Malley and Tom Aspinall. This is before Tom even Aspinall who he like. This is before Tom Aspinall was who he was. You know what I'm saying? And now he didn't even want to utter his name. You know what I'm saying? Whatever he was actually like fighting, and he was a quote unquote champion. John Jones. You know, he was a quote unquote champion. So it just pisses everyone off. You know what I'm saying? It's just such an ego about him. It's so annoying, bro. But also building other people's names instead of avoiding mentioning them and giving credit where credit is due. Literally John Jones. But let me give some credit to Volkanovski for like doing it. This image is stretched out. I don't even think y'all can see it. But basically, Movzar was thanking Volkanovski for wanting to fight him and constantly mentioning Movzar's name, constantly mentioning, yeah, I think Movzar deserves it because Movzar has a streak and he literally deserves it. You know what I'm saying? Volkanovski, every chance he got was saying that. You know what I'm saying? Because Volkanovski is a real champion. He's a great champion. Like, you can't really say John Jones was a champion at heavyweight. He had the belt at heavyweight, but was he really a champion? You know what I'm saying? Was he a great champion? Like I said, he was a paper champ at heavyweight, in my opinion. And a lot of people's opinion, because that's the truth, basically. But yeah, man, this is the piece I'm going to give y'all of what makes a great champion. Let's go over it again. It is activity, no cherry picking, entertainment, showing levels, having heart, and also praising and respecting the division. Alright, hope y'all liked the video, man. Well, yeah, like the video, subscribe if y'all fucked with it, and hopefully you can see me again. Also, a side note, man, talking about this John Jones, Tom Aspinall situation, you know how some people will say, oh, Tom Aspinall, it's not the real belt. He didn't beat the guy to get the belt. That's just a paper belt. It's not really anything, shit like that. Whenever John Jones was the quote-unquote champion, and also even when he retired, they try to discredit him, saying that's not even the real belt. He ain't beat the guy to get it. You know what I'm saying? He's not the real champion. You know what I'm saying? They'll try to discredit him as much as they can because they love to be on their knees for Jones, which is so lame, right? But also, it goes to show the type of fans that are John Jones supporters, right? Because if you recall, John Jones didn't beat the guy to get the belt either. He won a vacant belt, and won it off a guy that the Ngannou beat, Cyril Gane. You know what I'm saying? he won a vacant belt. But a lot of people just pass it off or whatever, and they just don't even say anything about it because, like I said, it goes to show the type of people who love to glaze and support Jones or whatever, and shit like that. Like it's so real, man. It's literally goes to show like what type of fans support him.